Hi everyone, my name is Ben, and today I'm talking about visceral cinema in the body genres, and how sometimes it can make you feel like you're really in the movie. And no, I don't mean shelling out thousands of dollars to go on countless theme park attractions in Florida. I mean how cinema can use directing tricks and compelling characters to make it all feel real. The body genres in cinema are all about the film experience. How are we supposed to feel while watching a movie? Visceral cinema is putting the audience in the driver's seat. And a great example of this is when you were literally put in the driver's seat in the 2014 film Nightcrawler. At the start of the scene, you are fully aware that some pretty terrible things are about to happen. The police are on their way, and we are silently waiting and observing the scene that is about to play out in order to capture it all on film. At this point, we have followed Jake Gyllenhaal's character as he rapidly sacrifices his humanity for his career. There isn't much that this character wouldn't do to get the shot.
Oh God. Oh God.
There's so much tension building up to this shot, and having the audience watch it through a lens within the film itself makes the tension rise all the more. You feel for Rick's character, as he has no idea exactly what he's gotten himself into. Empathy plays a big role in visceral cinema. It's hard to experience the movie through a character you can't relate to. That's why having the everyday man like Rick there to contrast Gyllenhaal's sociopathic character helps us in experiencing the scene that much more. As we follow these two men in their pursuit, we're just as terrified as Rick is, hoping and praying that the car will stop at that red light, but knowing that it won't. Another great example of experience through observation is Alfred Hitchcock's masterpiece, Rear Window. In the movie, the main character is locked up in his apartment due to a recent leg injury. Throughout the film, we see him spying on his neighbors as he's cooped up all day. Through Hitchcock's great use of directing, this doesn't so much feel like we're watching a movie as it does spying on the people themselves. Or when Jeff begins seeing the harmful acts of the antagonist across the street, we feel just as scared and helpless as he does. We want to get up and help, but we know due to Jeff's physical state that we aren't going anywhere.
Precinct 6, Sergeant Allgood.
Hello. Look, a man is assaulting a woman at 125 West 9th Street, second floor, the rear. Now, make it fast.
We see other people outside of the apartment, but having the main protagonist stuck in one place the whole time really gives us a feeling of claustrophobia or helplessness. The ending, though, gives us our biggest glimpse into visceral cinema, when the antagonist comes into Jeff's apartment.
Can you get me that ring back? No. Tell her to bring it back. I can't. The police have it by now.
Jeff sets off a camera flash in order to disorient the man. And having that flash of orange fill the screen through the man's perspective, it almost makes us want to rub our own eyes in discomfort. Although the flash isn't the only thing that evokes this feeling. Look at the way the man's face is shrouded in darkness, just moments before the flash. The whole scene feels so dark, so when it comes time for Jeff to set off the flash, the quick contrast between the dark and the bright orange flash works as a way to disorient the audience, in order to understand how disoriented the man would be. Horror plays a large role in the body genres. How a movie can instill complete and utter fear into its audience, can make you shiver, scream, flinch, and cringe. Body horror perfectly encapsulates that feeling of visceral cinema, as it delivers scares and feels all based around the human body. Whether it's an alien bursting out of your chest, or the idea that one of your friends could be an alien lookalike, body horror puts you at the center of the fear, and evokes very particular reactions in our bodies through this fear.
Clear.
David Cronenberg's films utilize some of the best ways to experience body horror, as most of his films involve the slow deterioration of, or exploits of, the human body, as it degrades into something non-human and horrific.
Morty, I really Cronenberg'd the world up, didn't I? You got a whole planet of Cronenbergs walking around down there, Morty. At least they're not in love with you anymore, though. It's a huge step in the right direction.
Oh my god, it's a living nightmare! Take The Fly, for example. As Jeff Goldblum's character Seth Brundle is beginning his transformation into the man-fly hybrid known as Brundlefly, he begins peeling off his own fingernails. If you thought nails on a chalkboard was bad, the peeling off of Brundlefly's fingernails will be brutal. It instantly begs the audience to clench their fists and squeeze their fingers in a desperate attempt to preserve their own nails. By the end of the film, Goldblum is unrecognizable as the creature, and the very idea that the monster standing before us was once human is the part that scares us the most. One final thing about visceral cinema and the body genres to leave you with is what they leave you with. What happens when you exit the cinema? What control over you and your body does the film have once you stop watching? And the main question, what are you supposed to feel? Most horror movies have people hiding under their sheets at night, too scared to go to bed, or having vivid nightmares about the movie at hand once they do fall asleep. But those types of reactions are general, to that kind of genre, and not specific to the films themselves. I'm talking about how an individual movie can make you feel even after the credits roll. Another Hitchcock classic, Psycho, made everyone around the world afraid to take a shower, with the famous shower death scene, in which Norman Bates brutally murders a woman taking a shower in one of his motel rooms. Steven Spielberg's Jaws gave the world a general fear of water, or being in open water, whether slightly rational in saltwater oceans, or totally irrational in lakes or even swimming pools. Something about that shark had people afraid to go in the water again. But those are two of the most notable films of all time now, so maybe that's exactly what the filmmakers wanted. Body genres beg for reaction. They need it. In visceral cinema, you don't have to care for the characters, or even enjoy the movie. It just has to make you feel something.